I told you earlier in the home office that I'd be on the road. It's not a dental appointment, but he is a maxillofacial surgeon. He is Coach Petcash of the Pine-Richland Rams. So before we talk about that disappointing loss to Fox Chapel, Alder Dice tonight, then the Power Bowser Friday game, KDKA against North Allegheny, Coach DiGregorio and I coming up a little bit later today. Let's talk about you and Ambridge. So was it Wysick in 67 or Van Leer in 65, in which they're getting ready to celebrate the 60th anniversary of that team? Which team was better?
Ambridge, there you 66, go. DeVenzio, Wysick.
Why is it that
Kaufman?
They still talk about that today.
Because they're a beast. They're awesome.
When did you first start hearing about them, Doc?
Well, Frank Kaufman was my coach in 8th grade. He was my 8th grade basketball coach.
Really?
Yeah. Well, for us in Ambridge, we knew about it since I was born. That's what everyone talked about. So,
a lot of memories playing basketball in Ambridge.
Oh, yeah. It was the best time of my life. The community, the culture, the people. You were accountable to everybody.
Bobby and Kenny Wright are good friends of mine, and they have the dealership there, and they did the naming rights thing, and I don't think I was more proud of anything. I tell people about certain communities that I really love and respect, and I say that Gibsonia and Wexford and Cranberry is nothing more than what Ambridge was when we were growing up.
Right.
The Guinness Book of World Records for the most bars on Merchant Street, over 50.
Right.
The mills were booming, American Bridge. But it's still a really incredibly cool town to this day. Got a great school district, but every building on Merchant Street is getting some sort of check, either a mortgage payment or it's been paid off, or a rent check. The Chamber's done a great job down there. But man, when you were there in the 80s, it was the transition to where a lot of the mills were going away, but you still had that magic of manufacturing in Ambridge. And I'm sure you could find a basketball pickup game just about anywhere, right?
Anthony Wayne, 19th Street.
No kidding.
Every night, 6 to 9. Yep. So, and I think that's the difference in the culture today a little bit. We went to open gyms all morning and to the gym. And then in the evenings, all the guys from Ambridge Aliquippa, we all got together, and college guys, high school kids, and you played. If you didn't win, you didn't play.
So Mike Boriski, who's the coach of Lincoln Park, we're going to see him tomorrow. Holiday Hoops Classic coming up this week. They're going to be a part of that Sunday. But we were talking today just about you and about Ambridge, where he went to school. And I was thinking about Midland Avenue. Back in the day, to give you an idea, what he was saying is so true. When they were doing shifts at the mill at Crucible Steel, that 3 to 11 or 11 to 7, the guys would come out to eat their lunch like 7, 8 o'clock at night, 1, 2 in the morning. They would actually take the headlights of their automobiles and put it on the court. So the guys would have a little extra light, because they were constantly playing basketball. Gets a little frustrating sometimes when you see these courts. I know it does me, that are empty on a beautiful day, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it's just a different culture now. Especially, I think kids are too spread out. We all walk to the courts or rode our bikes. Now I think it's just the way the living arrangements are and stuff too. But that's why a lot of those communities, those kids start playing at a young age and start understanding where their pecking order is in that culture. And you learn where your position is pretty quickly.
How nice was it to see Mr. Cummings light it up the other night representing Lincoln Park, University of Pittsburgh?
Amen. Absolutely. Great family. His dad, Rennell, he and I are good friends. And I know how hard they all worked their whole lives to be in this position. And, it's awesome. And everyone probably pretty much expects it from him. And
listen, anybody that'll listen to me at Pine-Richland, I tell them, you got the Dawn Beaver County connection. You got this guy. And I was so excited. Coach Ackerman goes into another job, obviously, and then you step in. I'm like, man, they got a basketball dude. They got a guy who's got some street cred, who understands how you have to really have that work ethic. So all of that said, what happened against Fox Chapel last night?
We got our teeth knocked in as soon as we walked out on the court. We were down 12-0 right off the bat.
35-15 at halftime.
Yeah. We had 12 turnovers in the first half, which isn't expected from us, but younger group and very exciting group. I think we're going to be able to, as the season goes on, I think these guys are going to start playing together really well. Our chemistry is really good. These guys put a lot of time into their games, and I'm excited for the year. And I saw some of the other games last night. It's going to be an interesting section. Every game's going to be
the big boys.
The big boys, yes. Section 6A, Section 1. So it'll be interesting to see. Seneca Valley beat North Allegheny last night, and NA beat Butler, and It's going to be wild. So,
it's going to be wild.
Fox Chapel, yeah, they played really well last night, and Coach Scringer had them ready to play. And yeah, we just have to come out. We can't start off slow. And yeah, so I'm blessed with our crew, and I have Sebastian that's been an assistant coach with me for a couple years, and then this year, I was able and very fortunate to bring in Terry Wygand, who was with Coach Dan Broad at Duquesne, and he is with us this year. And talk about a wealth of knowledge coming in, coaching 25 years of Division I basketball, and great guy, great with the kids, and I embrace that. I love learning how to learn, and yeah, he's been a huge addition for our program, and super excited.
A lot more than these two players, but I got to take care of family. Obviously, Grant Spatropoli, SPAC, G as you call him, and Emery Moy, kind of a connection relative to that name from Beaver County. Talk about these two players real quick.
Yeah, I mean, they're, Grant, as you call, or SPAC, or we call him G, he lives and breathes in the gym all day long and wants to continually get better every day. And his focus, his mindset, and besides just being a great human being and gentleman, to see him just getting better and better every day, and his competitiveness, and yeah, he's going to be special to watch.
Alderdice tonight. I always loved doing 20 years of play-by-play Eastern Ohio when Westinghouse would roll into town. I've seen Alderdice. I've called some of their games in yesteryear when we were doing that holiday tournament at the Dome with Mr. Better. So I love the rich history. So that's going to be one definitely worth getting a ticket for, huh?
Yeah. Crummy, Coach Crummy does a great job with them, Devin, and they just, we try to play them every year, home and away. And nice. I like our guys going into the city and play, and they like coming out here to play. And it just helps us, I think, in section play, playing these teams, because they play with grit, and they're very well coached. And we have to compete, man. I tell them every day, you got to compete every possession. We got to control possessions. We don't have any easy schedule at all. Our schedule is very tough the whole way through. And that's why I want these guys to keep getting better every game.
All right, listen, I know from doing all these years, coaches go one game at a time, but we got to fast forward to Friday, obviously. Coach DeGregorio, I'm going to talk to him a little bit later on. But that's community. I mean, that's a rivalry. So that NA game Friday, it's got all the flavor of this time of year, doesn't it?
It does. And Friday night, December 20th, all the college kids are home. It should be a packed gym, big rivalry. Obviously, Coach D and I are really good friends, and great guy, great coach. Obviously, 500 plus wins. Nothing better than competing against them. And I think the communities love it, and it's great for the communities. But yeah, I'd love to go in and, as the kids said, get the dub on Friday night.
Listen, last thing, like a holiday flavor. So there's something about Beaver County that's unique, and you'll agree with this. Baden forward towards Pittsburgh, Anderson candy.
Yep.
And then from Baden, the other direction, Roslyn's candy. And I'm friends with both of them.
Anderson's.
I was going to say,
come on,
how much Anderson candy did you eat as a kid, especially when they had that, Goldie had the store right there on Merchant Street?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, a lot. Good. My brother just was home from out of town, and he took home quite a bit of chocolate back home for Christmas.
Yeah.
So. But what pizza? What's your favorite pizza? Police Station or Frank's? Don't tell me what.
It's Frank's.
Frank's?
I love Police Station, though. Mike and them have been great to me. I actually did one of my early videos 10 years ago. It got like 40,000 views. People all over the country. Yeah. I like them both, but I got that Aloy family kind of connected, so it's like familiar.
Okay. I like them both.
But how about this? Speaking of pizza, don't mind us, folks. D&G Pizza in Beaver Falls closing.
What?
Now, the one in Monaco is still there with Lori, the daughter, but Gene and Dave, obviously, sadly, no longer here, but they're closing the one down in Beaver Falls. So when was the earliest recollection of hearing about Joe Namath for you as a kid? Larry Bruno Foundation, done a lot of stuff with them of late.
Yeah, I mean, that's
rarefied.
Just growing up in that area. Yeah, I mean, from my parents and, everyone growing up, Joe Namath, all those guys, it's just a big culture in that area.
I'll tag Joe because he'll watch this. And here's another thing, folklore, urban legend. Not only was he a great baseball player, but he could actually dunk a basketball before the old knees went on him. So I don't know. Growing up, man, it was all sports. I really love this guy's mojo, who he is. Big fan of Pine-Richland, incredible school district. I love this area. And Mr. Patuch is taking care of me, and you're doing what you do. But I just have to ask, how does a kid from Ambridge go from the basketball court to, I'm like, is that the same guy who's an oral surgeon? What made you, did you go to Pitt Dental School?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that. But so tell me, what made you do that?
So I wanted to go into oral surgery since I was in like ninth grade, because growing up in a steel town, all the guys that were like 10 years older than me that had got out of high school and went into working in all the steel mills and manufacturing started losing their jobs. And I'm just I don't like to sit around. I'm very motivated, and I wanted to push myself as high as I could to be able to obtain this goal. And 14 years after schooling, I was able to start my own practice, and this is what I do.
I'll leave you
It's
with
not
this.
who I am, it's what I do.
Listen, he's got an appointment, so I've got to get out of here. I've got things to do, but I'm going to leave you with this, how it's a basketball connection here. My friend growing up was a great basketball player. I kind of helped him get into Geneva College. He matriculated to Robert Morris, ran GE Healthcare for years. He is now the man behind Invisalign.
Really?
Which you know all about Invisalign. I like to say the clear choice for a great smile. You can pop those things out and actually eat and pop them back in. Come on now.
It's awesome.
It is awesome. Listen, you're an inspiration, and I'm so happy Pine-Richland has you. Two Beaver County guys doing what they do. But,
and we appreciate you, Rob. Appreciate what you do. We love your energy, man. How many weeks have you had off in your life?
As my boss, Spack Senior, says, every day, go, 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 grind, grind.
That's it, man. You got to work. Never stop.
Got to work.
You a shark or a goldfish?
I'm a shark, baby.
Are you? I like that you didn't hesitate.
I'm always moving
That's
forward.
right, man.
Moving forward.
Anyone can be average. How do you be elite?
That's exactly right.
Right?
Man.
Let's go,
Listen,
man. Got to compete.
Altered
every day.
Listen, I wish I could be there tonight. I love those City League teams. I love that whole
We love.
flavor.
That's why we play them. We love it. Love
glad.
the energy.
I'm glad you do.
Absolutely.
Great at what he does too with these as a maxillofacial oral surgeon. Pitt Dental School, Coach Petcash, Pine-Richland. Don't forget Friday night NA Power Bowser. Good people like Coons Market, that Pittsburgh tradition, Allegheny Health Network, Highmark. Thank you to one and all. More sports, of course, every weekend. Those Coons Quality Food Sports Reports Saturday, Sunday morning with me, and 2 hours of the best hometown sports talk show anywhere, because it's about our town and our teams. Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. And there is always more sports at 93.7thefan.com.